start in a standing position, but we won't stay too long, I promise. But come into a standing position and then just have your hand towel or your theraband or your yoga strap, if that's your preferred tool, handy, just somewhere nearby that you can grab it. And then we're just going to step our feet slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart, and then start just a little bit of transfer of weight, one foot to the other, and just start to feel your feet connected to the ground. Give a minute to just come into your body. Notice how your body's feeling this morning. Notice your feet, notice your knees, notice your hips, notice your energy level. Did you get a good night's sleep last night? Just take a second to tune in. How are you feeling right now? All right, and now we're going to take it into some shirt sleeve twists. So we're going to let our feet stay fairly anchored on the ground, but one foot's going to pivot as you twist. So you're going to let that heel pick up, let your knees move naturally, and let your hips move with you. And let your arms be fairly loose in the shoulder. And then if you like, make light little fists. You're bringing a nice little tap to the hips. Awesome. And then we're going to start to bring that up a little bit. So maybe bring it up around your belly. And then maybe bring it up a little further, tapping the ribs. And then see if you can bring it up a little further and tap over the shoulder. Beautiful. And then start to slowly bring that down back to the ribs, back to the belly, back to the hips. And then let everything come to a little stillness. Let your arms just hang nice and heavy. If it feels comfortable to do so, close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Take another nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then right away, before we move away from this place, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then just staying here for a few extra moments, feel your feet connected to the floor. And then see if you can just tune into the sounds around you, noticing the sounds of your body, the sounds of the room that you're working in. Maybe even notice the sounds beyond the room that you're working in. And then within all those sounds around you, can you come back and find the sound of your breath? And then the hand that's on the belly, bring that up and stack it right on the hand that's on your heart. And then we're going to keep a gentle trap of the skin underneath the hands, or a gentle trap of the fabric of the clothes underneath your hands. And then as you inhale, gently lift your chin upward towards the sky. And as you exhale, gently tuck your chin down towards your chest. Inhale and lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down, and then keep your chin down. Release your hands from your heart. Just let them hang nice and heavy at your sides, and maybe even give them a little shake, a little wiggle of the fingers just to find that loose softness in the arms. And then let your chin get just a little bit heavier towards the chest. And then we're going to take some gentle rolls of the head side to side. So like the bottom half of a circle, or just drawing a smile, rolling your head gently side to side, tuning in, noticing, how does your neck feel? How do your shoulders feel here? Can you feel the space between your shoulder blades as your head comes through center? Awesome. One more roll of the head side to side. And then as your head comes back to center, we're going to tuck the chin down, bend the knees a lot, draw the abdominal muscles in slightly, roll your way down to the ground. And as you come down, all you're going to do is find your theraband, your towel, or your yoga strap, whatever you're using. Draw yourself up nice and slow, taking your tool with you. And then we're going to take our TheraBand or our yoga strap or the towel, whatever you've got, and you're going to walk your hands close and then hug your elbows into the side of your body as you gently slide your hands to a comfortable distance. So you're going to keep your hands at this like shoulder width distance position. With the TheraBand, you might feel a little feedback as you're tugging on it gently. And with the towel, you might feel just a gentle pulling apart sensation, but you might not get as much give. And then you're going to tune into that pulling apart sensation. And then we're just going to start to scrape the elbows on the ribs. We want to keep a little tension on the towel or the TheraBand or the strap as you glide your elbows across your ribs. And then once you've got that motion pattern down, if it feels comfortable to do so, just for a moment here, close your eyes. Notice in your body where you feel the work happening. Do you feel it in the tops of your shoulders, maybe slightly towards the back sides of the shoulders? Do you feel it in your shoulder blades? Do you feel work in your armpit chest? And no right or wrong, but just notice in your body where you feel the most work happening. Take one more glide forward and back, and then we're going to keep those elbows at the ribs, and then we're going to start an alternating pulling apart. So if you're using the towel, you're not going to get very far, but pull one side as you hold one position static and then pull the other side. So it won't move, but you'll feel the muscles in the shoulder activate. So do you notice the work in the back of your shoulders between the shoulder blades? Do you notice it more up in the deltoids or in the round part of your shoulder? Or do you notice it in the armpit chest? And there's no right or wrong here. Just tune in and notice, where are you feeling the most work happening? Beautiful. Take one more in and out, or even yourself out working both sides. And then when you're ready, release for a second, take a couple little shrugs of the shoulders, just kind of let that all go. And then we're going to reverse our grip. So now palms facing backwards, and you're going to widen your grip. So for your hand towel, you might be towards the outer edges of the hand towel. And with the TheraBand or the strap, you're just going to find a nice wide position. We're going to start by just raising the arms up and overhead, and then lower the arms down with control. And as you start to move here, just tune into your abdominal muscles. So pulling the belly button slightly towards the spine so we keep the belly slightly firm. Raise your arms up, nice wide position with the arms, and then lower them with control. Nice, one more just like that. Lift the arms up, lower with control. And now we're going to take it a little further. So if you felt like that top part of your position was a little tight and your shoulders were starting to effort, or there was effort in the armpit chest, you're going to loosen your grip a little bit or pull apart on the TheraBand and bring your arms all the way back. And then see if you can take that all the way forward. Keep the belly firm. So check in with your ribs. If your ribs are puffing up and everything's moving with you, make your belly and your center nice and solid, and then just try to move out of the shoulders if you can. Beautiful. One more time, forward and back. And then as you come forward, we're going to soften our grip, bend your knees, tuck chin into chest, roll your way back down to the ground. We're going to place the TheraBand, the strap, or whatever you're working with down on the ground, and then hang out here for a second in this little bit of a ragdoll position. Soften the knees, soft through the back of the body. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Cool. And then from here, we're going to find our way down to the ground, but on our backside in constructive rest position. So if you like staying in this folded position, you might choose to just bend your knees, lift your heels, and then as you lower your knees down, swing them out to one side so you can spin your butt around and then find your way down to the ground. As you come down onto the ground, step your feet nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat. Let your knees drop in towards each other, and then right away, if you can, bring your arms into cactus or goal pose position. And then give everything a second to get arranged nicely. So make sure your shoulder blades feel good. Backs of the hands hopefully are finding the floor. Soften your fingers. letting the knees relax in towards each other. So we're trying to encourage a little softness through the front of the hips, no efforting in the legs if you can help it. Take 2 more cycles of breath here, just allowing everything a little time to settle in. Nice. And then from here, we're just going to start to find a gentle turn of the head side to side. So it does not need to be a huge range of motion. We just want to start to gently turn the head, bringing some gentle movement into the cervical spine, and then a light massage to the back of the head. And then just notice here, how does your head feel? How does your neck feel? How do your shoulders feel in this position? One more turn of your head side to side, and then you're going to bring your head back to center in that neutral position and keep the backs of your hands connected to the floor if you can. As you inhale, you're just going to reach your arms up, gliding the hands. So keep them connected to the floor. Big stretch through the arms like you're taking that big good morning stretch. And then as you exhale, pull the elbows back down to shoulder height. Inhale, stretch your arms up and overhead, gliding the hands up, keeping the backs of the hands connected to the floor if you can. And then exhale, pull the elbows back in line with the shoulders. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale to pull the elbows back down in line with the shoulders, and then keep here. Get your arms and your hands and your shoulders arranged in a good, soft, comfortable position. And now we're just going to move to the eyes. So your head is going to stay in a neutral position. Once you've got that neutral position, try to hold the neutral position with your head. We're going to look the eyes upward towards the ceiling. So just your eyeballs are looking up. Eyelids can be open or closed. That's totally up to you, but look your eyes upward just as long as you can. And then once you feel a sigh or a yawn, or if your eyes start to water a little bit, then gently release them back to neutral position. Give your eyes a little blink. And then we're going to look the eyeballs down. So head's going to stay in a neutral position. You're just going to look your eyeballs downward. A little efforting in the eyes, holding that downward looking position. Hold it just as long as you can. And then if you feel a sigh or a yawn, if your eyes start to water, then release them back to neutral and then give them a little blink. Cool. And now we're going to look the eyeballs to the right. So head's going to stay in that neutral position. We're not turning the head at all. Just the eyeballs are looking to the right. Hold it just as long as you can. A little efforting in the eyes. And then when you feel ready, bring them back to center. Blink your eyes gently. And then we'll take it to the left. So eyes are going to look to the left, a little efforting in the eyeballs. Hold it there as long as you can. Beautiful. And then bring the eyes back to center and then just give them a little blink. And now we're going to turn the head to the right. So now head is going to turn, and we're going to keep that head in that right turned position. And then look your eyeballs to the left, but slightly upward. And then you're going to hold that just as long as you can, to the point where you feel a sigh or a yawn or your eyes start to water. So there is a little efforting, head stays still, eyes are looking. And then when you're ready, first release your eyes, bring your head back to center, give your eyes a little blink. And then we're going to turn the head to the left. Head is going to stay in that left turned position. Eyes are going to look to the right and then slightly upward. Hold that position, efforting in the eyes. Hold it as long as you can until you feel a sigh or a yawn or your eyes start to water. And then when you're ready, eyes come to neutral, head turns back to center. Nice. And then we're going to take it into that bigger motion. So we're going to start to add a little windshield wiper with the knees, and the head is going to turn the opposite direction. Take one more time each side, or even yourself out. And then when you come back to center, knees in center, head turns to center, walk your feet in a little bit closer. So feet are about hip width distance apart and heels come a little closer to the butt. And now we're going to drop the hands down. So hands are reaching down alongside the body with the palms facing down. And then just for a moment here, we're going to press into the palms, press into the backs of the arms, press into the backs of the shoulders. So we press everything down into the earth and then soften that up and release. And then do that again. Press into the backs of the arms, press the shoulders down and then release. And then just do that one more time. Press into the backs of the arms, press your shoulders down, and then release. Nice. And now we're going to reach the right fingertips towards the right heel. So we find a little bit of length through the side of the right shoulder or alongside where the neck is, and then release, and then take it to the left, reaching your left fingertips towards your heel, creating a little length, and then bring it back up and release. Back to the right, reach your fingers towards your heel, find a little length, and then release. Back to the left, reach your fingertips towards your heel and then release. Nice. And now we're going to come to the right, reaching your fingertips towards your right heel, but turn your head to the left. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. And then release. Head comes to center, arm relaxes. And then we'll take it to the left. Left hand is going to reach towards the left heel, create that length. Turn your head to the right. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then release. Head comes back to center and left arm is in neutral. Awesome. And now we're going to take it into some alternating marches with our legs. So picking your right knee up and then your left. And nothing fancy here, but just allow for a little bit of activation of those hip flexor muscles, getting them engaged, lifting one knee and then the other. And as you do this movement here, notice, how does your tailbone feel? How does your low back feel? And does everything feel like it's super wobbly in this position? Or do you feel like there's a steadiness in your hips? And no right or wrong, but just notice. Take one more march each side. And then set both feet down on the ground, heels nice and close to the butt. Press into the backs of the arms. As you exhale, you're going to curl your tailbone up slightly. So you could slide one hand underneath your tailbone and then inhale to release back down. Exhale, and you're going to curl the tailbone up. So you can maybe slide two hands under your tailbone and then inhale and release back down. Exhale to lift up, maybe three hands high. Inhale to release down. Exhale to lift up about four hands high. Inhale to release back down. Exhale to lift up about five hands high or as high as feels comfortable to you, pressing into the backs of the arms, and then stay at the top. Hold it there for 3 cycles of breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, with control, gently lower yourself back down. We're going to pull both knees up into the chest, give a light little hug, a little squeeze, maybe a little gentle rocking side to side. And then from here, we're going to move right into wind relieving pose. So hold on to the right knee, left leg is going to extend nice and long. And then we're going to switch, holding on to the left knee and right leg extends long. And then if you like moving with that breath, you're going to inhale as you switch and exhale as you hug the leg in. Take one more time each side, or even yourself out, and then hug both knees into your chest, one light little squeeze. Left leg is going to touch down, left knee is going to be in a bent knee position, and then we're going to let our hands come back down to the ground. We're going to work with the right leg. So extend your leg up towards the ceiling, reach through the toes. You're going to keep the heel hovering off the ground, lengthen the leg towards your end of your mat, and then bend the knee, pull it into your chest. Extend your leg up towards the ceiling, a little reach through the toes, lengthen the leg long, bend the knee, pull it into the chest. One more just like that. Reach the toes up towards the ceiling, reach nice and long, pull that knee into the chest, and then soften that foot down to the ground. And we're going to take it to the other side. Left knee is going to pull in towards the chest, reach your toes up towards the ceiling, reach long to the end of your mat, Pull that knee into your chest. Extend your leg up towards the ceiling. Lengthen it nice and long. Pull the knee into the chest. Beautiful. One more just like that. Reach up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the leg long. Pull the knee into the chest. And then soften that foot back down. And now we're going to come back to our bridges, but we're going to reverse the breath. So inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you lower back down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. One more just like that. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Nice. And then keep your butt on the ground. Pull both knees up towards the chest, but hands free. So we're going to keep this bent knee position with the knees dropping in towards the chest. But now we're going to bring our arms back into that goalpost position. So knees are going to stay where they are. Arms in that cactus or goalpost. And then come back to that turning of your head gently side to side. As you turn your head side to side, can you tune in and notice your hips, your butt connected to the floor, and then just notice if they feel nice and stable, nice and heavy into the ground. Take one more turn of your head side to side. And then as you bring your head back to center, we're going to grab the backs of the thighs and then start to find a little rock and roll, rocking from the tailbone to the top of the head. Take a few good rocks and rolls, massaging the length of the spine. And then when you feel ready, as you catch a little momentum, come up into a seated ragdoll position. So legs in a nice bent position, maybe a little width, so shoulder width distance apart. Lift the belly up and over, and then fold over, letting your belly and your chest rest on your thighs. Whatever handhold works good for you here. Soften through the back of your neck and just come back to your breath. Nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly start to walk your hands up. So we're going to step the feet in, maybe about hip width distance apart here, knees nice and bent. Catch hold of your kneecaps and move right into a seated cat-cow here. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chin. Exhale, rock back into your tailbone a little bit, round your back, hang on to those knees. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift your chin. Exhale, curl the tailbone around the back, round your shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Nice. Keep that going. Take a few cycles of breath here and just move with your breath's rhythm. Move at a depth and a pace that feels right in your body. Beautiful. Take 2 more cycles of breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to come up to a nice neutral spine. And then we're going to swing the legs out into an external rotation. So into our Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose, soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right. We're going to bring our hands right to that inner thigh, or right where the inner thigh and then inside of the knee meet. And then you're going to push your knees up into your hands as you gently put a little bit of resistance into your hands. So instead of trying to push the knees down, try to push the knees up. Let your hands create a little bit of resistance. As you create this resistance, notice your feet connected to each other. Notice that little bit of effort or work in your hands, your arms, your shoulders. Keep pushing those knees upwards. Hold that resistance. See if you can hold it for about 5 more cycles of breath. One more cycle of breath here. Cool. And then when you're ready, release that. Bring your hands behind you, soften it up, step your feet to a wide position, and then just give a couple of windshield wipers just to kind of loosen all of that up. And then when you're ready, we're going to swing those legs around and find our way into a tabletop position or come onto all fours. So when you like, swing your legs around in any way that suits your body best. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Once you found your way into your tabletop position, one cow here. So we're just going to drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail, and then hang out here for a second, feeling a little bit of a gentle stretch through the front of the body, through the belly. A light little squeeze in the shoulder blades, a light little lift in the chin. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then we're going to pull the abdominal muscles in, find a neutral spine. Left hand's going to stay on the ground. Keep your head in a neutral position if you can. Reach your right hand up and just touch the back of the head without moving your head at all. And then release that hand back down to the ground. Right hand's going to stay down. Left hand's going to reach up. Keep your head in a neutral position if you can. Touch the back of your head. And then release that left hand down, back to the right hand. Reaching up, touching the back of the head, keeping your head in neutral if you can. And then releasing that hand back down. Beautiful. Left hand touches the back of the head. And then release that hand back down. One more time each side. Right hand touches, head stays neutral. Release that hand down, back to the left. Awesome. Both hands down on the ground, curl both sets of toes under, pull your butt back to your heels, get a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. And if it feels good to do so, wiggle out your hips just a little bit, gently rocking side to side. One more little wiggle of the hips, and then when you're ready, come back up, release your toes. And now we're going to keep with that tabletop position and opposite arm work, but now we're going to take it and see if you can pick your right hand up. Keep a neutral spine. Can you slide your hand up and just find the space between your shoulder blades and then gently release it down? Everything else stays neutral. Pick your left hand up. Can you reach that left hand up, gliding between the shoulder blades or just as far as your reach goes, and then release it back down. Right hand back, reaching between the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Release that hand back down, back to the left, reaching it just as far as it goes. So if your range of motion varies, just go as far as feels safe to you. Release that hand back down. One more time each side. Right hand reaches up. Awesome. Release that hand back down, back to the left. And release that hand back down. Nice. And take it right into puppy pose. So as wide as feels like a good position for your arms and shoulders, reach your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Keep your hips in line with your knees. Drop your chest and forehead down. Take 3 nice big breaths here. When you're ready, nice and easy, start to walk your hands back up into that tabletop position. We're going to curl the toes under, pull your butt back to your heels, and then we're going to pick the knees up. Let them hover just slightly away from the floor. Release your knees, come back to tabletop position, keep the toes curled under. Pull your butt back towards your heels, pull your knees slightly away from the floor, let them hover. Release your knees back down, bring your shoulders back in line with the wrist. Awesome. One more just like that. Pull your butt back towards your heels, pick your knees up, let them hover. Release your knees down, bring it back to tabletop position and keep the toes curled under. On your next exhale, bring it up to downward facing dog and start to pedal out the legs, bending one knee and pressing into the opposite heel. One more pedal of each leg. And then when you're ready, look forward, walk your feet up to the top of your mat, come to a folded ragdoll position. So feet about hip or shoulder distance apart, super generous bend in the knees, let your belly and chest drop down. And then if it feels good to you here, catch hold of your elbows and then find that nice heavy dangle. Let your elbows be nice and heavy, head is nice and heavy. And then see if you can just come back to your breath. Nice, big, generous inhale. Slow but natural exhale. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, release your fingers to the ground, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up nice and slow to a standing position. Take your time as you come up. And then as you come up to the top of your mat, just give a second, get everything situated, and then find your mountain pose at the top of the mat. So toes and knees pointing fairly forward, lifting up through the front of the body, and then grounding down through the back of your body. And then once you've found your mountain pose, take a second to just tune in and notice your feet connected to the floor. If you can, find that pada bandha, that lift from the soles of the feet. So draw that energy up, lifting just a little bit taller. So we anchor into the feet and then we lift up towards the sky. On your next inhale, raise your arms up and look up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. And now we'll go a little further. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Keep your elbows nice and wide. Inhale, lift your heels up away from the floor. Exhale, float your heels back down. Nice and controlled. You only lift as high as you can control. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, lower your heels down. Lovely. One more just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower down. Nice. And then reach your arms up like you're holding a beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a light little chair. Tune in. Notice how are your knees feeling? How are your quads feeling? Inhale, rise up. Exhale and lower down. Inhale, rise up. One more just like that. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to rise up. Nice. And now we're going to take our arms and we're going to do a little crisscross of our arms. So your left hand is going to reach across and grab your right earlobe. Your right hand is going to reach across and grab your left earlobe. And I'm going to vary my handhold just a little bit due to my microphone. And now we're going to come back to those chair position, but we're going to reverse the breath. So inhale and standing. Exhale, let everything go. Inhale and sink down. Exhale and rise up. Inhale to sink down. Exhale to rise up. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, rise up. Inhale as you come down. Exhale to rise up. Nice. We're going to take a few more here, just finding a rhythm of breath. Inhale as you come down. Exhale to rise up. One more up and down. And then as you come up, unwrap your arms, just let them hang nice and heavy at your side, give them a little shake, let them be loose, and then pause for a moment back in your mountain pose. Root into your feet, lift up through the crown of your head, come back to your breath. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold, knees bent or straight, totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step the right leg back to a low lunge. Bring the knee down, release or tuck those back toes. That's totally up to you. Bring your hand to your front knee, lift your chest, pull that left hip crease back, reach your arms up, take one good breath. Beautiful. Float those hands down, curl the back toes under. We're going to pick that back knee up and then step that front leg back to downward facing dog. Shift yourself forward into a plank position, and then we're going to lower knees, chest, chin. So you're going to bring your knees down, keep your butt up as you lower your chest, and then scoop forward into a little cobra. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under, find your way up to down dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left leg back, low lunge. Bring the knee down, tuck or release those toes. That's totally up to you. Hand to the front knee, lift your chest, pull the hip crease back, reach your arms up. Take one good cycle of breath here. Beautiful. Float those hands down, curl the back toes under, pick your back knee up, step that front leg back to down dog. Bring it forward into a plank, readjust your feet as needed, and then lower knees, chest, chin. So bring the knees down, keep the butt up as we lower the chest, scoop forward into a cobra, and then find your way up to down dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, stepping the right leg back. Now we're going to come to warrior one. So we're going to drop the back heel down. Toes are going to turn out about 45 degrees, and you'll widen your stance to your hips comfort level. Keep your hips facing forward. Reach your arms up. Look towards the sky. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring the hands behind the back for humble warrior. So we're going to interlace the fingers here, draw the knuckles down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Fold yourself over, let your arms fall away from your back just as much as feels comfortable. Beautiful. And then release your hands towards your low back as you lift up through the crown of your head. Unlace your fingers, reach your arms up. Nice. And now we're going to bring our hands down to the ground as you pivot that back heel. So you're going to come into a little runner's lunge here, and then 3 bends and straightens of that front leg, just to create a little length in the back of the leg. So don't need to be extreme, and you don't need to yank against the hamstring. Just create a little bit of length. Beautiful. And then the next time that knee bends down, plant your palms, step back to down dog. Shift yourself forward into a plank, lower knees, chest, chin. Bring the knees down, keep the butt up, lower the chest, scoop forward into your cobra. Exhale up to down dog. Beautiful. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Come to your forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, warrior one to the other side. So we drop that back heel down, toes turn out about 45 degrees, hips stay facing forward. Inhale, raise your arms up. Beautiful. Into our humble warrior. So hands are going to float behind the back. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards the heels, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then fold yourself over to a level that feels comfortable to you. Beautiful. Release as you lift up. Float your hands up to the sky, and then we're going to float those hands down. Frame that front foot as you pivot that back heel, and then 3 bends and straightens of that front leg. Just creating a little length, so you don't need to be perfectly straight. Make sure it feels like a nice sensation through the meaty part of the hamstring and no zinging up into your glutes. Beautiful. And then the next time you bend that front knee, plant your palms, step back to downward facing dog. Bring it forward into your plank position. Readjust your feet as needed, and the lower knees, chest, chin. So keep the butt up, scoop the heart forward, inhale up to cobra, exhale up to down dog. Nice. Look forward, walk, step or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your side. Nice. And now we're going to take our moment to do our little Uddiyana Bandha, that flying up lift. So we're going to sink into a little chair. Hands are going to find the knees. Inhale a nice big breath. Exhale. At the end of your exhale, suck the abdominal muscles in. Hold that nice little sucked in belly. Release the abdominal muscles with control. Take your inhale. Exhale. At the end of the exhale, suck the abdominal muscles in, hold that for a moment, release the abdominal muscles with control, take your inhale. Beautiful, one more just like that. Exhale, at the end of the exhale, suck the belly in, hold it for a moment, release with control, find your inhale, and then rise back up to your mountain pose. Take a breath here. Awesome. Right hand's going to touch down to the thigh. Left hand's going to reach up alongside your ear. Take a little side bend over to the right. Bring it back up. Left hand touches down. Right hand reaches up. Take a side bend over to the left. Beautiful. Bring it back up and find your way back into your mountain pose. Anchor into your feet. Lift up through the crown of your head. When you're ready, inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the right leg back, warrior one. Drop the back heel down, toes turn out about 45 degrees. Hips stay facing forward. Inhale, arms up. Awesome. Humble warrior. Swim the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Draw the knuckles towards the heels. Open the heart. Fold yourself forward just a little bit. Beautiful. And then as you lift yourself back up, you'll unlace the fingers and see if you could slide the hands up into a prayer position behind the back or in between the shoulder blades. If prayer position doesn't work, just catch hold of your elbows and forearms. So whatever works good for you here. Once you found it, straighten that front leg, pull that left hip crease back so hips are squared up, and then hinge from your waist. Lean yourself forward to your comfort level. So you might stay at that halfway point. You might soften nose towards knee, go as far as feels nice to you, and then pause there for a moment and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, anchor into your feet, lift up through the top of your head, release your arms, bend that front knee, float through your warrior one. And then we're going to float the hands down, pivot your back heel, plant your palms, step back to down dog. Bring it forward into your plank position and then release. Knees, chest, chin. Bring the knees down, chest and chin come down, scoop the heart forward into your cobra. Awesome. Exhale up to down dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Awesome. Left leg back, warrior one. Drop the back heel down, toes turn out, hips stay facing forward. Inhale, arms come up. Humble warrior, hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, drawing the knuckles towards the heels. Open the heart and then fold yourself over. Beautiful. When you're ready, lift yourself on up. As you unlace the fingers, can you bring the hands behind the back in prayer position or catch hold of the elbows or whatever grab works for you? Straighten that front leg, pull that right hip crease back. So we're squaring up the hips and then hinge from the hips. Lean yourself forward to a comfort level that feels good to you. So if you can soften nose towards knee, awesome. Or you might choose to stay in that more halfway point. Wonderful. When you're ready, anchor into your feet, lift from the top of your head, let your heart follow, release those hands, float through your warrior one. Beautiful. And then float those hands down as you pivot that back heel, plant the palms, step back to down dog. Bring yourself forward into your plank position and then lower knees, chest, chin. Bring the knees down, scoop the heart forward into your cobra. Nice. Exhale up to down dog. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, press your palms together, elbows nice and wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot, peel your right heel up. Big toe on the ground to start. Notice, firm up your abdomen, and then when you're ready, lift that knee up nice and high. From here, we're going to interlace the fingers, temple mudra, pointers up towards the sky, or Charlie's angel mudra. Focus your gaze. As you focus, Kick that right heel back. Reach your hands forward into a warrior three position. And then when you're ready, release. Pull it all back in with control. Set that foot down. Release your interlaced fingers. Pause for a moment. Take a breath. Beautiful. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Peel your left heel up. Big toe is still on the ground. Lift that knee up. Interlace the fingers. Pointers up towards the ceiling. And then when you feel good about it, kick that foot back as you extend the arms forward. Focus your gaze. And then when you're ready, bring it back in with control. Unlace your fingers. Set that foot down. Back to your mountain pose. Take a breath. Awesome. From here, we're going to toe heel the feet out. So just walk those feet out to the outer edges of your mat. And then we're going to find our way down into Malasana. So our nice low squat. So start by just rocking your hips a little side to side. Check in, see how's everything feeling. And then if you like that little power maneuver, you can sink all the way down, hands free. If you prefer to bring your hands down to the ground into a nice wide folded position, and then just start to rock your hips, rock your knees, create a little space. Once you feel like it's a good place to go, sink your butt down just as far as you like. Cool. One more little rock side to side. And then we're going to sink the butt down, maybe elbows to the inner thighs, or maybe you set your butt down and then just hug the knees in. So this might be a more available position, especially if you have really tight Achilles heels. Take one more breath. And then wherever you are, sit your butt down and both legs are going to come out into a nice wide position. Once you've got the wide position that's working good for you, maybe feeling a little sensation in the inner thigh, groin, or outer edges of your hips, activate your toes. Pull your pinky toes back towards you, lift up nice and tall through your spine. And now we're going to keep a little hip hinge. Walk yourself out just as far as feels good to you, just to the point where you feel a little sensation, and then pause there for a moment and take a breath. One more breath. And then we're going to walk the hands back in, but keep your legs in that wide configuration, rotating just your torso. So we're going to lean over the left leg. So keep that nice uplifted position. Walk your hands out just to a depth that feels good to you. Soften your nose towards your knee. Take a nice big breath. Walk yourself back up and in nice and slow. Rotate your torso the other way. So hips stay heavy on the ground, and then walk yourself out to a depth that feels good to you. Soften your nose towards your knee. Beautiful. Walk it back in nice and slow and controlled. And now we're going to take it into a revolved head to knee pose. So left elbow to the left inner thigh, wedge against that inner thigh so the bottom ribs pull forward. Reach that top hand up, reaching towards your toe. Take a nice big breath. Cool. And then lift up with control. Take it to the other side. Right elbow to the inner thigh, wedge against that inner thigh, bottom ribs pull forward, top hand reaches up. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift up with control. Now both hands are going to come behind the back. So Western stretch through the top of the body. We're going to reach the hands behind, tall fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chest, lift your chin, and keep drawing those pinky toes back. So legs stay active, inner thighs stay active. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, release, grab the backs of your knees, bend your knees, help pull them together. And then we're going to start to find our way down to the ground. So curl the tailbone under, gently roll your way down with control. And then once you found your way down, just give a second, let everything find its way. Let your tailbone get comfortable, make sure you're closing your hair in a good position, shoulder blades feel happy. Take a moment to just notice the floor beneath you. Nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Right leg is going to come across the left into a figure four. And then we're going to take a single leg bridge here. So elbows are going to come in. We're going to point the fingers up towards the ceiling, using our elbows for a little bit of leverage. Inhale and lift your hips up nice and high. Exhale and release back down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to release. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Inhale to release. And then we're going to take that into a little figure 4 twist. So keeping the right leg across the left, we're going to drop the legs over to the right. Let them sink down just as far as feels comfortable. Take one good breath. And then with control, bring it back up. Keep the right leg across the left. And now we're going to take it to the other side. So right foot's going to touch down on the left side. Keep your right shoulder anchored on the ground if you can. Pause here and take 3 nice big breaths. On your next inhale, bring those legs back up. We're going to lift the left leg up, thread your hands through, get a handhold that works good for you. Hug it in for 1 cycle of breath. Keep it nice and spacious so you have plenty of room to breathe. And then when you're ready, release. Step that right foot off the left. Pause for a moment to notice. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Left leg is going to come across the right, single leg bridge, elbows on the ground, fingers pointing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your hips up nice and high. Exhale to lower with control. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower down. You can release your arms, take those knees, drop them over to the left, just going as far as feels comfortable to you, taking one good breath. And then on your next inhale, bring it back to center, keeping the left leg across the right, but now we're going to drop that left foot over to the right. Let it touch down to the ground if you can, as you keep your left shoulder grounded. Take 3 breaths here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring it back up and in, keeping that left leg across the right. And then for 1 breath, we're going to lift the right leg up, thread the hands through, find a handhold that works good for you, hug it into your comfort level. Take 1 good spacious breath here. Awesome. And then when you're ready, release, unwind your legs, stepping both feet down onto the ground. Let your hands relax at your sides. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Toe heel your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Let your knees drop in towards each other. And we're going to bring our arms back into that cactus or goalpost position, keeping the backs of your hands connected to the floor. Inhale, glide your hands up. Exhale, pull your elbows back down to shoulder height. Inhale, glide your hands up. Exhale, pull the elbows back down. 1 more just like that. Inhale, glide your hands up. Exhale to pull the elbows back down. Keep your arms in that cactus or goalpost position, and then gently rock your head side to side. Beautiful. 1 more rock of the head side to side. And then bring your head back to center, bringing 1 hand to the belly, 1 hand to the heart. And we're going to take 3 breaths with a hum on the exhale. So take a nice, big, generous inhale, fill your lungs up. And as you exhale, just let out a nice low hum. Inhale a nice full breath. Exhale and let out a low hum. Inhale 1 more breath. Exhale, let out that low hum. And then when you're ready, release both hands to the belly, pause for a moment, just take a nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then tune in for a moment here, notice your body, and then ask yourself where would be your best Shavasana. If you're in a cooler space, maybe take a second to get cozy, put your socks on, your sweater, set up your blanket. And then start to find a position that's going to work well for your body. You might choose to stay in constructive rest, can be super supportive to the low back. You might want a little bit more action. Maybe you tuck some pillows underneath your thighs and take it into Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined cobbler's pose, or perhaps you prefer that more traditional shape and you walk your feet long or roll to one side or flip over onto your belly. Whatever helps you find a little stillness. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Become aware of the solid floor beneath you. And then just for a moment here, can you tune in and notice the physical action of breath in your body, noticing the gentle rise and fall. And then when you feel ready, gently wake up your fingers, wake up your toes, invite some gentle movements back into your body. Maybe move your wrists and move your ankles, pop your knees or wiggle your hips, anything that feels good. And then if it feels really good to do so, take a big good morning stretch like a yawn. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. Take a nice big giant breath back into your body. Beautiful. And then in your own way, at your own pace, start to find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Come up in any way that suits your body best and sit in a position that suits your body best. So Sukhasana might feel nice, but it might also feel nice to extend your legs in front of you or sit back on your heels. So whatever feels good, take a second to find your way there. And then just find that nice tall uplifted spine. Placing your hands so that the palms are facing upward, and then we're going to bring the index finger and the thumb to touch. And then once you've found a good position, close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. As you inhale, just imagine lifting a little further up through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, think about getting heavy into your sits bones. Inhale, lift up through the crown of your head. Exhale and get heavy into your sits bones. One more cycle of breath. And then on your next inhale, gather your hands together and Anjali Mudra, prayer hands at your heart, bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Thursday.